For more on this issue, we are now being joined by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. You're welcome to NT Network News.
Thank you very much.
Compliments of the season.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Now, General, these are weighty allegations. What was your first reaction to the claims by Nigerian authorities, and what other evidence to counter the claims at this point do you have?
Thank you very much. Highly unfortunate, I would say. Nigerian government have shown right from the start that we want peace within the sub-region, and we've done everything possible to ensure that we show peace. We've been to Liberia, we've been to Sierra Leone, we've been to other countries, we're in Senegal, we're in Gambia, just to ensure that we project peace within this sub-region. For President of Niger to bring up this allegation, I think personally, I think it's an issue he's trying to divert attention from the challenges he's facing. I think when they came in, they had this intention, they promised they were going to restore peace and tranquility within Niger Republic. That has not happened. I think he thinks by the time he keeps on throwing blame games against Nigeria, it will keep his people up and make him remain relevant to whatever he is doing. I visited Niger personally, and I met the Chief of Defense Staff. We sat down and we discussed these issues. And the president's mandate was that we should ensure and reassure them that Nigeria will never, ever allow any foreign base on its soil. We have never done it. We will never do it. If you've noticed over history, Nigeria has been the peaceful country that has always been given an open door. Whenever there are conflicts in other countries, we take them out, bring them in Nigeria until these conflicts are settled before they return. You remember in Liberia, we did the same thing. In Gambia, we did the same thing. In Sierra Leone, we're doing the same thing, and we continue to do so. It is not in our own character to allow anybody use our soil to attack any country, anywhere, not even our neighbors. For us, Nigeria and Niger share a common bond. We have over 1,500 kilometers stretch of border, 7 Nigerian states sharing common border with common culture, religious affinities together that we share. We will not want to destroy such a relationship for whatever reason. And I'm sure the Nigerians, if they are truthful to themselves, they know we have done everything possible to show them that we love them and we want them to be part of it. The last ECOWAS meeting that we had the statement of Mr. President, where he still gave the open window for Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso to still come back to the fold of ECOWAS. We believe together we are stronger. We know the challenges they are facing, and they cannot handle that alone. They need us to be able to assist them in ensuring that we address this issue. And again, whatever it is that is affecting the sub-region affects everybody. And that's why it's important for us to continue to partner together. So we reassure Nigerians that there's nothing like that. No military base coming to Nigeria. We don't have any intention, we don't have any need for us to encourage anybody to attack Niger for whatever reason. We don't have that need. I think we have enough to deal with here.
Indeed, General, since the video came out, there were a lot of, talk about the video when it was released. And this is indeed a diplomatic issue. And what other diplomatic or military measures can Nigeria take to address these allegations?
Well, like I've mentioned, we've reached out to the Nigerian troops. We're still working together because we understand the enemy we're dealing with does not respect any border. And if we don't come together to fight, none of them will survive it. They need us as much as we need them. And so we not want Nigeria to be turned into any proxy war, and that's why we don't want any foreign base, because once you allow one side to come in, the other side takes the other, and then there will be issues. We don't want the sub-region to turn to a conflict zone. I'm sure that we all know that we have issues on ground affecting us with insurgency, terrorism, banditry, and all sorts. So we not want to add any other conflict within our general area, and that's why it's important that we do that. Diplomatically, the federal government is taking action to ensure that we equally convey this message, as you have seen conveyed by the Ministry of Information. We have no reason to want to bring out any terrorist group to attack anybody for whatever reason.
Okay, now how would you describe Nigeria's relationship with France, particularly in the context of regional security and cooperation? And are there any joint military operations or agreements that are being misconstrued as destabilizing Niger Republic?
Thank you very much. Well, Nigeria is a sovereign state. Nigeria is is an independent state that also operates on its own. We have alliances with other people. We have business dealings with most countries of the world. France has been a country that has been with Nigeria for over a long while. Even while the Nigerians themselves were romancing with the French government. So it's funny for them that they have been with them all through these years, and because they have issues with them, they think every other person should have it. Their enemies shouldn't be our own enemies. But we, because we're a bigger country, because we're a greater country, we're a country that also respects human rights, respects the dignity of other countries, especially Africa. Nigeria's foreign policy has always been African-centered, and they know there are a lot of things that Nigerians have done, Nigeria has done to make sure that these countries are stabilized, both economic-wise, diplomatically, and otherwise. And so for them to turn around because they have fallen apart with France, and they think using us and making us look bad, then it will make their own countrymen feel that they are doing something. No, it is wrong, and I think it is unfortunate. And I think it's important for them to also come back and actually recall those statements that they've made. They are injurious to Nigeria as a country, and they are highly unfortunate. These are things that never expected any country, especially like Niger, to make such statements.
Indeed, Nigeria has always been a big brother to other African countries, and we know as head of ECOWAS, they have a lot of responsibility. Now, what implications do these allegations for regional security, particularly in the Sahel region, where Nigeria and Niger have collaborated on counter-terrorism efforts, and how will Nigeria work to maintain trust and cooperation within its regional partners?
Important that we show them that we still remain friends despite these statements, and I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs is also taking steps to address these issues. We still have our embassy open, we still have our defense advisors there, we still have our ambassador there, so we are not calling them out because we know that the terrorists we are dealing with require that we all work together as a team. The Nigerians cannot do it alone, the Malians cannot do it, the Burkinabes cannot do it alone. We need to work together as a team. Remember, they are landlocked countries. They will have a lot of challenges if they have to withdraw fully out of ECOWAS. There are so many implications to that, and I'm sure they're aware of that. So I think the wise thing for them to do is for us to come together. Other aspect is that if we don't work together, then there will be a lot of issues. It will also open up situations where other non-state actors will come and take advantage on what's going on. We have seen what is going on in Sudan. We wouldn't want that to happen within the sub-region because it will engulf everybody. We want the sub-region to remain peaceful. We don't want anybody to come and take advantage of what's going on to say that he's coming here to do one thing or the other. Nigeria has the capacity to secure itself. All we do is that we do military joint training with countries of the world, with all the countries, because Nigeria is a non-aligned country. So we're open to training, to courses. We send our officers on courses, like even the Nigerians and every other person. It's a normal thing in the military. But that we have military bases on, unfortunately, if you see most of the videos being sent, just before now, I saw a video that was sent over about 6-7 years ago when Nigerian troops were on a United Nations operation, and it is said that it is just happening. And so many other videos like that. People just go in for reasons best known to them to try to wipe out this sentiment. And I know both within and outside, there are individuals that are not happy that things are really picking up. And they're always very happy when they see things are bad. And they keep on wiping out this falsehood so that people can continue to think that Nigeria is failing. Nigeria is not failing. Nigeria will never fail. Nigeria will remain strong. And whoever it is that comes against Nigeria will be ready to face the consequences.
Indeed, we saw your visit some months ago to Niger. Will there be any roundtable talks after this?
Yes, we have established, we have an advisory team that we have formed. During my visit, we also requested that the Nigerians too should also form their own so that they can, at that level, start discussing. We're having back windows, we are still discussing. As military men, we understand the dynamics of security and the need for us to cooperate. We also try to establish, we will retain our 20 kilometers of pursuit if we pursue any terrorists across, because the terrorists don't respect borders. If we pursue them, we can go 20 kilometers into the neighboring country. If they also pursue, can also come in, and that's the way that we make sure that it is effective. The Nigerians know clearly that we mean them well. We don't mean any harm against them. So they should please stop allowing people, push them into talking things they know nothing about or things that are not true. This falsehood will not help any of us.
Thank you, Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. We thank you so much for your insight on this matter.
Thank you very much.